Welcome back to my channel, Be Encouraged. My name is Nia or Nene C, whatever you want to call me. Today I got some friends with me. Hey. Okay. And we will be discussing being Christian in college, so I'm going to let them introduce themselves. Y'all can say what y'all want, your name, your major, whatever you want to say.
Oh, okay. I'm Tamaya. I'm a freshman history major with a concentration in African American Studies.
What's your classification?
Oh,
you said that?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
My name is Myles. I'm a sophomore chemical engineering student with a minor in chemistry, and I love Jesus.
Powerful.
Okay, y'all already know me. I just want to do it. My name's Nia. I'm a sophomore elementary education student. Okay, so we're going to jump right in. Whoever wants to go first can go first. What's something or what do you love about being a young Christian?
Being confident in who I am and God plays a major role in my everyday life, because now my spiritual life and who I am in my everyday life, there isn't really much of a thick line between the two. In fact, I cross over between the two on a regular basis.
For me personally, it's that everybody's more willing to help you as a young Christian because they know that you're going to go through the trials and the faults, and that you're just going to have to keep learning. So they're more open to helping you, giving you Bible verses, pointing you in the right direction, letting you know which way is right and which way is wrong, in Jesus' way.
I think what I love is like, even when I get down or like stuff doesn't go my way, I know in the back of my mind, like, okay, because I have a relationship with him, because I've grown up learning about him, I know that, okay, eventually it will be okay. And so some people who don't know him, they get real upset, but I get upset, but I get past it by his grace, okay? The second one is, what's hard about being a Christian in college?
Okay, so being in college, I would say there's a lot more temptations and a lot more sin around you. In the real world, you're not really going to get away from that either, but in college, it's a real concentrated amount of it right around you. You can find it in your living area, you can find it while you're walking to get something to eat from the caf. It's harder to avoid, I would say.
Coming to school, my faith is no longer based on my mom. It's no longer based on like my grandmother. Like, this was a faith walk that I truly had to take on my own. My relationship with God is not dependent upon my effort that I put in and not anyone else's. So just maintaining that walk and maintaining that conversation, that relationship with him has been the most difficult thing that I've done. It's not impossible, but it is a struggle.
So the next question you kind of touched on, do you feel like we as college students face more temptation than Christians who aren't in college? And me, myself, I feel like we kind of are exposed to more because there's parties all the time. We'll talk about parties later, but there's parties all the time, smoking, drinking, other stuff all the time. Like, that's expected when you go to college. So you really have to make the choice to not do it or do it, but hopefully not. But yeah. Okay.
I think it really is just dependent upon who you surround yourself by. Because when you surround yourself by like-minded people, it's not to say that you won't be tempted at all, but the temptation that you're faced with is not going to be as difficult as it would be if you're with people who aren't like-minded at all. And that's not to say that you can't have friends who aren't Christian, but that it is easier when you have a group of friends who respect your faith, who know your faith, and who believe in the same exact thing.
To play kind of off of what she said, when you surround yourself by like-minded people, it's going to be a lot more comforting too, because not only do they also not want to do it, but it's they know that the temptation is there and that they can strike it. So it's all of you understand that together, and it's you can all push each other and motivate each other in the same way. Let's try to avoid this, or if we're going to do this, let's do this in moderation and not all at once and get crazy with it.
Okay, so this question is not on here, but I just want to ask y'all, since y'all kind of agree with each other, how did you come in and find friends that were like-minded, or that were willing to push you in your ways?
Okay, well, I will say I did come in with a group of friends who I've known since the 6th grade. So while they may not be as strong in their faiths, they do respect mine to the capacity to where they're not going to tempt me to do certain things. And then I have my cousin on campus, and she just as on fire for God as I am, and she don't really play that.
Go there, you
I'm an out-of-state student, so I don't have that many people that I just knew off the bat. I came in here only knowing people from like group chats, and I was just fortunate and blessed enough that God would put two of my really great friends. I would like to call them family though, Desmond Adams and Shiree Anderson.
Go Des, go Shy.
And they really kept me grounded. They were like they still are my entire foundation. They were the ones who helped me go find a church, the ones who would stay up late with me, help me out study the word. It's just like, without God putting them in my life, I don't think I would be this Christian, or I would feel it this hard.
Okay, that's really good. That's good. See, mine is different. But I never really had like super Christian friends. Like all of them, like, okay, we know God and stuff, but it's not like, oh, let's go, let's go, let's go. So I feel like I'm more of the pusher, and I don't get pushed. But I do need to have more friends that push me. I think so too. But okay, the next question is: so how do you maintain your relationship with Christ with everything else going on? You got school, a lot of temptation, you got other stuff going on. How do you still make time for it?
I go hard. I ride and I die for Christ. Listen, no matter what the situation is, no matter what I'm doing, as simple as me and my friend Rob driving down the street and we see somebody swerve, or even if we get through a green light that's going yellow, I'm like, thanks God, thank you for turning that light. Like, I talk to him every single day, all the time, for no reason at all. Like, God is truly, God, I talk to God more than I talk to myself. God is my best friend. So I never let up off the throttle. That's the only way that my relationship stays as strong as it is.
I think I'm able to maintain a relationship because, like Tamaya was saying earlier, it's no longer like your mom's there and your grandma's there and you're going out on their prayers and their relationship. Like, okay, now it's real. Either you gonna get to know me or what? So it's like now when I'm by myself, I'm like, okay, I needed you before, but I definitely, need you now, and I want, like, it's a greater longing now. And I guess it comes with maturity and just seeing like the benefit of spending more time with him, and it's like, wow, this is really like, it's really amazing. But I think I'm able to maintain it as well because I'm in the gospel choir here, and we worship, okay? We worship. I love worship. We praise too, they do all that shouting. I don't know how to shout yet, but I'm to learn. But okay. But yeah, so that part, like the worship and just his presence being around me at least like, it's multiple times, a lot. Like we bring him into the building. That helps.
What's helped me over the past couple semesters is I've really gotten into the mindset that my life is not my own. The gift that was bestowed upon me, and the things that I am meant to do while I am here on this earth, I don't have time to let up. I don't have time for my relationship to slip, because the moment my relationship slips is the moment that someone else doesn't get the experience that they need with Christ. And so that helps me remain accountable for my relationship, because my relationship just does not affect me, but it affects all the people that I'm supposed to help affect.
One more thing, I'm sorry. But to play off what like Neil was saying too, and to kind of reiterate, like, people go to God only when they're in times of turmoil and they're like, oh my God, everything's going bad for me.
Yeah.
Let me go to God and see if he fixed me out of this. Like, there's a whole nother half to it that people aren't going to, and you gotta realize you gotta thank God for the good and you gotta praise him for the bad. Even if, like, it's a twisted way to think about it, but even thank him for the bad. Thank him that he removed so-and-so from your life, or that something bad happened so that you can see it this early in your life and that you can learn from that. Like, you always have to thank God.
And I mean, I guess it's easy to think of God like a parent. For a long time, we are so dependent on our parents to where it seems like we're only going to them when we need things. But we're at the age now where only going to them when we need things is simply unacceptable. Because building a relationship with them is vital, because they're people. And although God's not a person, he is a being. He's omnipresent. He knows all. And so anything that you're going through, anything that you're ashamed of, he's already seen it. He's foreseen it. And so going to him about those things shouldn't be difficult. And I mean, going to him when you're not going going through anything should be easy. What is there to hide? So I think building that relationship with him, when you go to him and you ask him for things, it's not like he's not going to provide for you because you only go to him when you need help. But when you go to him on a regular basis, you see that instantaneous breakthrough, that instantaneous grace when you build that relationship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so the next question is, do you feel comfortable arguing with like fake? I'm not calling y'all fake. I'm sorry. I did not mean to say that. Woke people. So like the woke people who always say this is the white man's religion and Jesus, who is that? God, that's not real. So like, what do you say back to them? Do you feel comfortable arguing back?
Can I go?
Oh
yeah. I do. Come at me, bro. And I don't mean that. I don't mean that in a bad way, but I've gotten to the point in my relationship with God and in my Christianity where there's nothing you can do to shake my core. There's nothing you can do to shake my faith. And so I don't mind having an intellectual conversation with you. I'm not going to argue with you, but I will sit and I will hear what you have to say. And if you would like to have that intellectual conversation, hit me up. I'm ready for it. Because nothing that you can say or do can shake my position. Now, I do hope after we're done that you can see things from a new perspective, that I've helped show you a perspective that you haven't seen before. But I'm down for the conversation.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Where logic runs out, faith continues. So when the numbers and everything else goes out the window and you have nothing left to believe in, what are you going to believe in? So you can talk to me about whatever. I love debating. I love arguing. You go on Twitter, you're going to see me arguing with somebody. It doesn't matter when you check it. I'm always going to argue. I will always play the attorney for God. I will always defend his name, no matter what the situation is.
But me personally, if you want to argue or express your beliefs, okay, I'm ready. I'll try to listen to you, but probably interrupt. Try to listen. But I'm also not going to beat a dead horse. So once I present it to you and you still want to argue about it, I'm just going to allow you to look at my life and see God through me and see what he does for me and see how our relationship is like doing well for me. Because, okay, if you're doing what you're doing, okay, fine, whatever. If that works for you, that works for you. But what I'm doing, it works for me, and I hope that you can see that, wow, that really is great. And you want to join. Whenever you want to join, even if we had a debate, I'm still ready to help you come to salvation, okay? Because it's great over here.
It's great over here. Oh, whoa.
This is where having a relationship comes into play. This is why it's important to have a relationship, because when you have a relationship and when you get into conversations like this, you're not just fighting half of what you know of the Bible. Look, I love Jesus and I'm on fire for God, but I still have yet to get through the entire Bible. Have I read bits and pieces here and there? Yes, but I haven't gotten through the whole thing. So if my knowledge is not sufficient, his word, his knowledge, his grace, it is. And that's where having that relationship comes into play, because when I have an intimate relationship with you, when I don't understand, I can ask. And you're going to grant me that knowledge that I asked for.
And I also believe, like, even if you were raised a certain way, you'll never truly, like, be able to say, oh, I know God is real without that relationship. People come to you and they say, like, how do you know? Because I know, like, my experience is not everybody else's experience. You have to build that for yourself.
I'm sorry, one more thing. Christian, yes, but I wouldn't call myself maybe like Orthodox Christian. So I don't follow it like Catholic rules, or I don't play by like one set of rules. Like, to me, it's just believe in God, believe that you want to do right by him, do right in his eyes. So whatever you believe in,
And so the next question is, how do y'all feel about Christians partying? I'll go first. I go out sometimes. I don't do it all the time. Some people on my Snapchat say I do, but I don't. They're overdoing it. Me personally, I don't feel convicted about it, and I think that's on the personal level. If God tells you you shouldn't be doing it, then you shouldn't. It also depends on what you're doing there, and if you can handle what's going on around you without it affecting who you are and who you're called to be. That's my take.
I feel as though it depends on where you are at in your spirituality. For me, because of who I am as a spiritualist, as me, I can't go out. And that's just because I'm very much in tune with my spirit, but not just my spirit, but other people's spirit. And the whole time I'm there, everybody's just trying to have a good time, and God's telling me to work.
Okay.
Like, but that's why I do not go out, just because it's really not the time or the place. Maybe it is. But I also feel like it depends on how strong you are. I also don't go out because I know that I can't go out and not indulge in certain things. Because when I go out and I indulge in certain things, I get into a state where I'm not in a place to do anything that God needs me to do. And for me, I have to stay ready at all times. And so that's why I don't go out.
Personally, I look at it as I love God. I follow the rules that I need to in order to live by His rules. All right, that's it. If I get caught partying too hard, or if I'm just at a party, I don't think I should be judged based on my Christianity. Maybe more my character, but Christians, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody does bad. Everybody does good. The thing is, that's when your Christianity really comes into play. Do you believe that with whatever you've done outside of your home or out in public, do you think that you are worth being forgiven? You should always say yes, because God, He's not like people. God forgives you for whatever you've done. As long as you believe that, I say have a good time, but just stay safe with it.
Yeah. My secular music and stuff, he was saying like, oh, you shouldn't be there because they're listening to secular music there. Can you show me the scripture that says, we shouldn't listen to the secular music? Now I'm saying if that secular music makes you do other things that we should not do, then okay. But specifically,
I will say this. Now the Bible does talk about how living a lukewarm life is a real thing. And if you continue to live that lukewarm life without changing, then when you stand before the Father in heaven, He will spit you out like vomit. Now that's text. But if you can indulge in those things and not backslide, which is not impossible, it's just incredibly hard to do. But if you can indulge in those things and not backslide, more power to you. Go party, have fun, live. But if you know that you're one of them people where every night when you lay your head on the pillow after you come back from a party, you feeling convicted, you like, Lord, forgive me for this, that, and the third, because I just really didn't mean to. No, you knew. Let's get real. You have to hold yourself accountable. It's not bad, but you have to recognize, like, yes, I did this. I should not have done this. Please forgive me.
and that goes back to that personal relationship. So, like I said, if you know you can't, then you can't. Okay, so the last not question. Do you have any advice to give people, whether they're, new to college or they're already in college and they're trying to get on the right path and whatever, strengthen that relationship and maintain that relationship?
Get comfortable being uncomfortable. This journey is not going to be anything that's easy because it's your first time away from home. But I will say, when it comes to your relationship with God, it depends on who you are. There are some people who can submit to His will and it'd be great. But if you are anything like me, sometimes you have to be broken into submission, because it's us hard-headed folks out there that just be like, I'm going to just try my way first. And if my way don't work, then I'm going to come back to you. But it really is. Understand that it's okay to struggle. Understand that when you get here and it's hard at first, you get here and maintaining that relationship is something that's so tedious that you don't know if you're going to be able to keep up with it. That's okay. Expect your faith to be challenged. Expect your faith to be shooken, but come back from it. I think it was like Martin Luther King said something one time: if you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But by any means necessary, keep moving. And I applied that to my relationship with God. I'm not going to always be at a run, but I can't stop moving. And as long as you don't stop moving, then you're going to be fine. You're going to be okay.
Find a church, even if it's not like your pastor. Try, and don't be like, well, it's not the same, because God didn't bring you to a new place to keep you the same. You're supposed to grow. So yeah.
First off, I want to say I'm a strong advocate for online church. No matter how you get the word, because don't feel like because you haven't been able to go to church one Sunday that you are automatically counted out from word. Because I'll tell you personally, I believe that. I used to believe that. I was like, oh no, I didn't go to church, so now my whole week is going to be off. Something set me off. It's never like that. Honestly, you can hear a testimony, you can get a word just walking to class. Like, I used to tutor someone, and he told me that he had seen an angel. He quoted me some scripture, and next thing I know, that got me through the next 2 weeks, even though I went to church that following Sunday. So you can get a word any way that you can. You can look it up online. You can look up a situation that's happening, try to generalize it, and it'll become a word. There's a word for everything, I promise you. Like they're saying, surround yourself with like-minded people. Surround yourself with good people. Birds of a feather flock together. So if you really want to be that next level Christian, and you really want to start settling into this faith and the spirituality that you have, then start surrounding yourself with more people like that. You don't have to surround yourself with diehards, but take it step by step, make your way up to where you want to be at. And finally, I would say, just talk to God. Like, it's never too late to just have a conversation and just talk to him. He's always on the phone. He's always just waiting there for you. So whenever you want to, just pick up, like, hey, how you doing? Like, I'm telling you, I am so unorthodox. I have regular conversation with him like I'm talking to myself. Like, it doesn't have to be with, oh, can you please help me on this test and can you do this? Like, God, I had a great day today, and it was all because of you. I just want to thank you real quick. Bye.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it's always important to know that you don't have to be like anybody else. You don't have to. So even if this whole large crowd is doing it, you don't have to. Like, there are things that I don't do that other college students do, and I'm not sad about it. I just don't want to do it. And I'm okay, and I can still be around the people who partake in those type of activities. But because of, Christ, I don't want to do it. And it's not like I just don't want to. So, like, don't feel like you have to do what college kids do, because you don't.
Can I quote off that real quick? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Listen, don't be afraid to deviate from the norm. If you need to stand out and do you somewhere, I don't party like I used to. I used to be a party animal, but now I'm like, there's no satisfaction in it anymore. It doesn't bring me anything. It doesn't help me fulfill my destiny. It doesn't bring me any closer to Christ. So there's no reason to do it. So I just sit out. Maybe once in a while there'll be some big party, maybe I'll go. But otherwise, I do what I want to do, and I do what I know is going to be pleasing to God.
Understand that your relationship and your spirituality with God is like a car. God is the mechanic, and church is the gas station. You can run low on fuel if you want to, but every now and again your car is going to have to break down, and who are you going to rely on to fix that car? You're going to have to call on him, but calling on him every time that your car breaks down when you could have easily took yourself to the gas station is just crazy. And I'm just being real with you. You can.
Jeez.
This is the
That's
evangelist Tamaya.
That is a word.
But when you take yourself to the gas station, understand that what you get when you're there is dependent upon you. You can go on there and just get a snack if you want to, but that snack is going to sustain you. It's not going to sustain your spirituality. You can go in there and simply only indulge in praise and worship because you think that you're supposed to, but if you don't get anything from it, if you are not eating, if you're not refueling your car, you're always going to feel drained when it comes to your relationship with God. You're always going to feel like it's a tug-of-war battle. And let me tell you, he ain't pulling, because our God is a God of consent. He's not going to come in and he's not going to fix nothing. He's not going to come in. He's not going to touch anything you don't want him to touch. He's not going to move if you don't want him to move. Because he wants you to want him. As much as he loves you, as much as he wants you, he will not move unless that is what you want him to do. And so maintain the maintenance of your car, because when you crash, what you gonna do? You just want him to come in and you done totaled your car. It's totaled. Now every now and again he will come in and he will fix it. But what's gonna happen the one time that it is beyond repair? Have you lived your life? Have you maintained the upkeep of your car enough to be sufficient? Will what you've done be enough if that one time was your last time? So, yeah.
I'm going to just leave it on that. I'm going to y'all to reflect on that. Write that down. Get y'all paper and pen, all that, okay? I really want to thank these two for helping me out today. Shout out to, y'all want to give some shout outs to anybody?
Shout out to Ariel, because she really is my mentor.
That's so good.
Shout out Jesus.
Yeah.
And Jesus.
Of course.
Okay.
Shout out my youth pastor, Brother Jesse. That's Well, you know, he's not really a brother. He's Pastor Jesse, but he's my brother. So yeah. But I love y'all, everybody. But thank you guys so much for helping. And then they do a great job, and they're just so rooted. I love it. Okay, I need to hang out with them. Okay. Bye, guys. Thank you. Oh, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you. And share. All right, share to anybody who you know needs to watch this. Okay, thank you guys so much. Bye.